I just got off a call with a gentleman and he asked me, he said, Tim, what does broken trust do to a relationship? And I said, well, let me ask you this. How do you feel when you can't trust somebody? Usually it makes you feel vulnerable and insecure, especially inside an intimate relationship, because you can't rely on them or depend on them. See, broken trust affects leadership. It affects you as a leader. Why? Because you're not reliable, you're not dependable, and people don't know what you're truly operating from. And so what happens is people pull away in the relationship as a way to guard themselves and defend themselves from being hurt. And then you start taking that personally and you start getting reactive. You wonder why people are so critical, so pessimistic, so cynical, so skeptical about your behavior is because they don't trust you. They don't know where you're operating from. And you never respect people that you don't trust. So my question for you is, what is the real solution that you believe is going to solve this problem if someone doesn't trust you and someone doesn't feel safe around you because they don't truly know where you're operating from? Well, the only way out of this is to live a life of total radical transparency, clarity, honesty, integrity. Live a life of morality that's in alignment with the will of God for your life. You can't live a life of secrecy. You can't live a life of lies. You can't live a life of self-deception. You can't be a master manipulator and try to have a healthy relationship, because that's what happens. And the sad part is that you teach people how to treat you inside a relationship. And so guess what? Your spouse has learned from you, because guess what? If you can bring out the worst in your wife, which you can, don't be surprised when you get manipulation back. Don't be surprised when you get lies back. Don't be surprised when someone starts communicating with you in a way that you taught them to communicate with you. Don't be surprised by that. See, it's a double-edged sword, because not only did you manipulate yourself and harm yourself, but you also shot yourself in the foot because you created dynamics and systems inside your own marriage, much like a business, that end up backfiring on you. What I want to tell you today is, if you can bring out the worst in your wife, never underestimate the fact that you can bring out the best in her too. But see, that change requires what you already know. Stepping into full transparency and leadership to become the man that you know that you were created to be.